Hello everyone, it's Tedius here, back with another video on the Fortnite storyline. Now in today's video, we'll be discussing the elementals, their whole connection to the story, how they actually serve a bigger purpose than anyone sort of ever noticed, and how this theory that we've made is actually proven correctly for once. I know a lot of speculation usually happens. You're like, okay, this could be what's happening, or this could, or that could be, you know, it's always, there's a lot of, you know, open room for speculation, and there's often no answers for a very long time. But since we're going off of a sort of subject that was relevant or, you know, sort of active a while back, we are able to find evidence along the way that hasn't really been spotted before, and it's actually very helpful to understand the whole Fortnite lore and storyline as a big thing overall. So yeah, that's really cool. Shout outs to Tater OTF, Sans the Reaper, Mason Master Z, Shymai, and I feel like there's one more person. I don't think there is, but sorry about that. If I missed someone out there, I don't think anyone else helped with that, I'm not sure, but thank you to everyone who's helped me with this video, because I really enjoy, you know, theorizing and making these kind of things, because it's just what I like to do. So if you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, comment below your thoughts on these theories. Share this video to a few of your friends if you do think they would enjoy it, and remember, you can always join my YouTube community by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. Okay, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is sort of an older topic. It's not irrelevant now, but it was active a long time ago. So, why are we bringing up this now? So, the creative mode is something that gets updated very frequently, but it's not very noticed by other people in Fortnite's story community and also their gameplay community. And the creative mode has introduced some like full POIs in the past, but it's not very common, and it also isn't very common for them to come quickly. It's usually, you know, a few seasons after the POI arrives in game, it arrives in creative. But thankfully enough, we actually do have the Sanctuary in creative mode now. I do not know if you guys knew about this, but there are symbols representing the elementals in the Sanctuary, and when you have all the prefabs, all the walls, and you can actually inspect all of these things, it helps you to find the secrets a lot better. Now, Tater OTF, who I shouted out earlier in this video, who helped me heaps with this theory, they found the symbols that match the different elements, so thank you to them for that. And we realized from this that the elementals may be more important than assumed, so we looked into their true meaning and impact on the full storyline as a grand scheme of things, and it reveals that they are quite important. Now, you might be sitting here. Who are the elementals? They're a very sort of background group, and that's why not many people realize that they have a big purpose, but there had to be some meaning to them, and that's what we found in this video. But who are they? Well, when I first say the elementals, you might not realize who they are, but they're the Fire King, the Ice King, Ice Queen, Oro, and Aurelia. We've had two missing members of their group, which was Oro and Aurelia, but the last two were proven. We knew that we knew that the group had 5 members, because at the table of the elementals there was 5 sort of rune markings representing each person, and we didn't know who 2 of them were until on the elemental rock in the Batman Fortnite 0-point comic number 4, we can see the sun element symbol, which represents Oro and Aurelia's elemental sort of embodiment. You'll see further importance in this specific stone later in the video, but obviously I won't say anything now about it yet, because that would spoil things. Okay, so now you know who they are, why we're talking about them, what relevance they have, but what was their true impact on the Fortnite storyline as a grand scheme? So the 0-point created the elements, and the 0-point is the main part of the whole entire storyline, so if they have directly been created by it or summoned by it, it obviously has some pretty strong importance, right? Well, their job was to bring people from all different realities to the island. Let's say like in Season 5, when Agent Jones was pulling in all the multiversal energy into the sideways portals to get the people like the Flash, the Street Fighter, everyone from those different realities. That was the Elemental's job, kind of like early field agents, and they kind of protected and formed the community on the island before the Imagined Order even existed, so that's pretty cool. That's what the 0 Point wanted them to do though, and they have changed their motives a bit. As we know, the Fire King and the Ice King had some sort of war, disrupting the island, but yet again taking elemental balance, having both a tropical area and a permafrost / sort of snowy area, which, you know, balance the elements on the island out. But the 0 Point wanted a sort of diverse, multiversal community on its island, which, I mean, I get. You're trying to create something really good, something really important, which is nice when it happens. You know, there's a bunch of people from these different worlds, they can do so much, and that's what the 0 Point wanted. They wanted the people to reach their full potential and create something amazing, keep the world going. It was just trying to do good in the world, and the elementals are practically the only reason all of this could happen, and the only reason the island is how it is today. I mean, if they weren't used to get the people from the different realities, we wouldn't have this multiversal aspect to the storyline. We wouldn't have the loopers. We wouldn't even be able to play Fortnite. So even though they didn't actually do it in the storyline, they did it, and it's really cool. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's great and all, but this is a very out there sort of theory. You're going, the elementals were, you know, they brought people into the island, and we just can assume that somehow? Well, no, we actually have complete proof, which is talking about the whole storyline of this, and it's actually very short, but very, very meaningful. So, I'll show you it now. Earlier in the video, I talked about the elemental stone. It had the marking from Oro, which represents him and Aurelia, and like the sun sort of marking. And that stone has a lot to do with the elementals, and that's actually how we know that Oro ties into the whole group, and also does Aurelia. So you'll see here, it has all of the 5 symbols, or like these sort of shard looking things, which are most likely representing people or each member of the elementals. We've talked about this earlier in the video, how there are 5 members in this group, and then you'll see Renegade's text in the bottom left corner. But it looks like people were being taken from elsewhere and brought here by those godlike figures, whoever they are. So the only godlike figures in a group of 5 that we know are the people at the table who arrived in Season 7, otherwise known as the Elementals. So why were they, you know, changing their motive later in the season? I mean, they obviously originally, now we know, their goal was to improve and protect and build a society on the island doing good things, but why did they ever leave? Now, you'll see a very common theory that the Cube Queen ties strongly into these guys and the whole last reality, and it's very, I mean, you're blind to not see it. The Ice King was in the sphere, building up his energetic power, not energetic, and he was able to spread his element across the island, and he's an elemental, that's what the elementals do, and we see that the Cube Queen also built up her power in her yellow sphere to release the corruption onto the Chapter 2 Season 8 islands. Now, if that's not a big enough similarity, well, I don't know what is, but she also represents the cube, just like they all represented the, you know, the volcano, the skull cave, the polar peak. They all had their own sort of domain, and it just links very well together, showing that she most likely is an elemental. But she's also not an elemental. She was probably, you know, originally designed to help out with the island. We know that they obviously wanted people from light and dark elements because it was trying to build a multiversal and diverse community. So it would have included her, most definitely, but her motive obviously changed when the corruption struck Save the World. I mean, Save the World might be canon to Fortnite's storyline, it might not be, we don't know, but we obviously know that the corruption from the Cube Queen after all of this protection went the wrong way and she abused her powers. So the elementals obviously would want to do something about this. They would most likely leave to try to stop her if their goal was to protect the multiverse, right? It makes perfect sense. But the 0 Point would feel threatened and vulnerable when one of its protectors is missing, causing it to sort of, you know, just react and grab the attention of literally everyone. So you've got people being pulled into this big community, and they all ended up, instead of doing what the 0 Point wanted and building a proper community, just fighting and continuing to fight, and that created the reality war that we've talked about in previous videos. And yeah, it just led to a whole huge amount of havoc, which wasn't good for the island in the grand scheme of things. We know with that early reality war, the Imagined Order came out victorious, creating the loop in the Omniverse, with the Omniverse core being the 0 Point, connecting all of the Nexus, and yeah, it was kind of a complex thing to understand at first, but I hope that broke it down a little bit for you all. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to do all the things to support me like I said earlier. If you do not want to do that, that's completely fine. I understand you might not have a Google account, you might just want to watch, only one video, that's completely fine. But if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a comment on what you think of this new discovery. I won't say theory because we literally have the proof of, Renegade Raider saying it in a comic. So yeah, that's really cool that we were able to get a theory confirmed very quickly. So thank you again to Tater OTF, Sans the Reaper, Mason, and Shymy20x. I am going to leave links in the description to all of their socials. If I do remember to do that, I might not. I'm sorry if I don't, but I usually do. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tedius. Hope you have an awesome day or night wherever you are, and peace.